the audio. So please send me in the chat if you don't want a video to be published. Great. Did we just lose someone? No. Okay. Who's next?
Amy. I live in Coromandel, New Zealand. I am excited to be part of this Women's Circle for Rage, and I'm also happy to see some familiar faces, but also excited to get to know some new friends. I'm mainly here to make decisions, or to learn how to make decisions. I'm very indecisive, and yeah, and also a little bit what Barbara mentioned about using my anger effectively in the world, creating more clarity in spaces. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. I didn't say that before, but we're doing this popcorn style, and you know when you're ready to pop, when your fear goes really high. When your heart starts beating, then it's your time to pop. Then you just go ahead and speak.
Hello, I'm Daphne. I'm not sure how well you hear me because my internet is really bad this morning, apparently. I'm from Belgium. I'm in Brussels. I lived in Denmark in the past 3 years and I just came back home. And I decided to join because it's a big topic in my life since ever. I think I'm younger and it was the only visit, and that I was tired of being angry. I just started crying a lot for maybe a year or two. It felt really, really long, and I kind of feel ready for the next step of it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a long time coming, Daphne, this Rage Club for you. So I'm glad you're here. You signed up a long time ago and that didn't happen or something. Yeah.
So my name is Julia. I'm from Germany. And most of my life, I didn't feel anger. And I was even proud of not being angry. Because in my family, I learned that it's not okay to be angry or to feel in general. Like, really, I was very focused in my mind. That's how I grew up, how my parents taught me to be. And last year, I discovered the power of my anger. And that was really, life-changing for me. And I participated in another Rage Club last year already. And also did the Rage Club Spaceholder training recently. And realized that, I want to get more in contact with my own anger before I deliver my own Rage Club. Still, there's a lot for me to discover. And also I would like to hold space for Women's Rage Club. And so it's really inspiring for me to join the space. Yeah, that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Holly. I'm from New Zealand. I live in Whangarei. and I was recommended this or suggested this by a friend who's done a couple, I think. And I just thought it looked interesting. I don't really know what to expect, but I think I've always been quite like easily angered and frustrated, and yeah, I just like to learn how to channel it more efficiently, perhaps, and not feel bad about it as well. So yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, Holly.
Hello, I am Dimitra. I am my home country is Greece. The last 1 year I was in Portugal because I had a race club 1 year and a half ago, and that changed my life, and I was able to take some new decisions. And since then I'm trying to reclaim my anger back, to connect with my anger, because I used to live many years, almost all my life, without being connected with anger. And yeah, I still is difficult for me to be in high percent of anger, and so this is make my life difficult to stay in commitments, to have integrity, or to make the next step. And yeah, the reason I am here is that I want to check if I'm ready to make another, to make another ride with rage. I have my resistances high. Thank you.
What's the resistance about, Dimitra?
The resistance are about because I'm already new stuff, because I forgot to say that I'm in Germany right now. I moved to Germany, and I already live in a context of there is feelings work around, and sometimes I don't know if I doing another rage club is. I have so my resistance is a lot of stories I have, and not be able to decide, to have this connection with anger, so to decide, okay, I want this, I don't want this, I am in confusion. It was clear, Julia?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm Anne Elizabeth, and I'm here in the United States. Sorry. I have been here, I have been involved in Rage Club for 1.5 years. And I'm here today because I've gone to Rage Club training, and I want to deliver my own Rage Clubs. And the next step for me is to go to Introduction to Rage Clubs. This was the first one that has happened since I've had this challenge. Rage for me has been really uncontrolled, emotional, conscious rage. Like, people used to be afraid of me because I had this like hyper awareness of what's around me. And as a single mother, protecting my children, people, I had this energy that you touch my kids, I will kill you kind of energy around. And that got in the way of my having close relationships with many people, and it ate at me. But through Rage Club and Fear Club, I got to untangle and unmix all of that, and now having a different relationship with anger, so that anger is a fuel for, you know, waking me up in the middle of the night. And it's been a long time since I've been 10 minutes late. Oh my gosh, and I'm angry with myself. And I've been able to be in touch with my personal responsibility through conscious anger, and be able to make change through conscious anger.
Thank you, Anne-Elizabeth. Yeah, we're already tapping into what anger can do for us. Some of you have shared, and some of you have brought, you know, also necessities of, yes, to make decisions, to use the anger consciously, and so on. And there's also, what I want to mention is that the power of anger is not restricted to anger. And that's why it's so crucial for becoming truly alive with the fullness of our being, is that anger makes the space safe. Your anger will make it safe for you to feel other feelings as well. So when you feel, with your capacity to feel angry, you'll also increase your capacity. You'll feel more the other feelings. You'll be able to feel also sadness, fear, and joy more easily. So it's like you're opening up the tap, and then all of the feelings can come out, not just anger. And so we'll focus on anger, and other feelings are welcome as well in this, yeah, as much today as in the 6 weeks course, because, yeah, I mean, they all are part of being a human. And one of the things that we've noticed for women is that oftentimes we've put the sadness on top of the anger because anger was so dangerous. So we might feel sad, or we might have tears and cry, but really underneath we're angry. So being able to disentangle that, and because when we mix stuff, or when I mix anger and sadness, I go into depression, and unmixing that so that the clear energy and information of the separate feelings are available to you as a resource. That's part of the intention of this training. And another thing that is important to know is that when anger comes out, especially at the beginning, it doesn't always come out responsibly. It doesn't always come out nice. It's like when you were learning to walk, you'd fall, right? It wasn't the most elegant way of walking. If you look at toddlers, they look pretty eggshell-like, and that's the same with anger. When you learn to feel it and express it again, it doesn't always look nice, or nice anyway, but it doesn't look elegant. It's not always elegant yet. So it's a skill to relearn. And what comes with that often is, like, when you start expressing your anger, the environment will react to you, and it's very, because it's not super elegant, it's very, like, what comes with it is a lot of fear. The fear of expressing the anger because the others might react to you because it's a bit over the top for the occasion. So we'll also look at the fear that comes with it, because the two are really important for each other. If the anger is very strong and the fear, your capacity to be with the fear is very small or still very unconscious, then this fear might prevent you from going into using your anger consciously. So there's a whole interwoven way of feelings, and we'll look at that and disentangle that. Is there anything to add or to take away from what you just shared? So that's something that I've only learned recently is, yes, I cannot go back in time, but I can say, look, I said something and it didn't quite come out the way I wanted to say it, so I'm going to change my mind and say something different. I want to add or edit what I said before. So is there anything to add or edit?
I just want to add that I'm in the practice of using more my anger while speaking, and that I didn't do that while I was introducing myself. And I want to bring in my voice again and use more of my anger, because I learned in the Rage Club Space Holder training that I have a strategy of like kind of sending out sleeping waves as a survival strategy, and I don't want to do this here. So if you notice this, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, then if you're wearing, yes, and Elizabeth, you have something?
Yeah, I had the impulse to give context. Was what about the rage around my children is because they had been taken from me unexpectedly. You know, their father had taken them, and I didn't know whether I would see them again. So I became very protective.
Yeah, and there's a feeling.
And when you
What are
talk
feeling?
about that,
Yeah.
it's sadness.
Yeah, that's fine. Mm-hmm.
And working with the rage, because it's exactly what had happened. That there was the sadness, and then the unconscious fear mixed, and then the rage on top of that, like the anger that was on top of that would never happen again. And working with the anger has been able to untangle all of that. And that has been so useful in my life, to untangle that, and that emotion, constant, the depression and the isolation that goes. And that hits, for me, this next layer. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let's go into an experience of anger. So if you're wearing shoes, I encourage you to take shoes off, even socks would be. And so that you can put your feet on the ground. Really feeling. Before we go into being angry, or really before we do anything, it's very useful to be present in your own body, to really be home. And there's a way of getting there, and that is centering and grounding yourself and having your energetic bubble. So I'm gonna guide you through this. You can close your eyes or keep them open. And you have a physical center, which is about 2 fingers beneath your belly button, inside your belly, so not on the front, but really inside the belly. It's your physical body center. And you have an energetic center. Your energetic center is where your attention is. And most of the time, our attention is somewhere in our head. That's what we learned. We never learned how to use that energetic center to be present, or not in childhood at least. You might have learned that later in life. But you can feel, like, sense where is your energy right now. It might be in your head. It could, through your head, also be in the future, thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow or tonight, or what you've done today, or what this and this person said. So all these things can be floating around. So bring your energy into this grapefruit-sized ball of energy, and then let that slide down with your intention. You bring that to your physical center, and you lie it down in your physical center, pulling it down letting it drop. And don't stop at your heart space. It's very tempting for people just to leave it in the heart space. It's not where it belongs. Bring it really down into your physical center. And there you don't hold it with a tight grip, but with your intention, you let it there. And there's this flowing energy that then rests in your physical center. Yeah, and there's some yawning happening. It's totally okay. Yeah, so this is being centered. When you're in your center, you can be really present with what's happening inside of you and around you. And then you have this magical tool. It's a clicker to declare an energetic grounding cord that goes from your center down to the earth. So you click your fingers, and that's to emphasize your declaration of an energetic grounding cord from your center down to the center of the earth. Really feel it's about the diameter of a garden hose thick. And notice how through that connection you're grounding any energy that it works like for a lightning. You know, when a lightning strikes, the excess energy when it's grounded, when a device is grounded, it goes down. The electricity system is grounded. That surcharge can go into the earth, and it's the same. Like if you're having too much, that grounding cord helps you to send that down into the earth, and at the same time you can receive information from the earth, from that grounding cord. And the grounding cord has a color. At the count of 3, please tell us the color of your grounding cord. Mine is 1, 2, 3, golden.
Green.
Black.
Gold green.
Thank you. And then with this declaration, you can also declare an energetic space around yourself, which is your personal bubble of space, and it goes around your physical body. And you use the clicker to emphasize that, to give you that impact, the energetic impact. So you have a bubble, an energetic bubble that goes all around your physical body, and make sure it is seamless. There's no holes in it. So it goes especially also around your back, around your head, your feet, your belly, your sides, everywhere. This is the space for your own energy and information only. And you can adjust that. You can make it like a second layer on your skin when you're close with other people. And you can make it more spacious. And it's your responsibility to choose how big it is so that you don't intermingle with other people's energies. The importance of that is that you have access to the information that you get. Okay, and from that place, you're now grounded and centered and bubbled. And now I invite you to close your eyes and to tap into what you learned about anger when you were little, as you grew up. You already shared a bit, and just share it into this space. So those that are muted at this stage, please unmute yourself and share into the space what you learned, what you associated with anger when you grew up, what you learned about it.
Unnecessary.
Unnecessary. Yes.
Too loud.
Too loud.
Hurting others.
Hurting others.
Ugly.
Ugly. Yes.
Unreasonable.
Reasonable.
Allowed for
People.
allowed for men, but not women.
Yes. Loud for men, not women. Daphne, what did you say? You got cut off.
People don't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. So something's then wrong with you. You're not likable when you're angry. Yes. Yeah, it's dangerous.
Destructive.
Destructive. Dangerous, destructive. Too loud, too much.
Full.
Power.
Power. Anger is power. What else? It's violent. Huh? What did you say, Anne Elizabeth?
When I was little, my older brother thought it was funny. It was trivialized.
So ridiculous.
Ridiculous, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also a little bit shameful or being shamed for being angry.
Yeah. Why is that? What's shameful about it? What's
I don't know, the lack of control, perhaps.
yeah, lack of control.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also this yeah, it's childish. Yeah, it's considered like not professional to be angry. It's not professional. You've got to be
Immature. Yeah.
yeah, immature. Yeah, so that gives us already a good overview of why it was like why it would have been a good idea for each one of us to suppress our anger. You know, if we're not being loved when angry, if it's ugly, and as women you're supposed to be beautiful, but now when you're angry you're ugly. There's many good reasons to suppress the anger. Now I want to shift space with you. So energetically we'll shift space and we'll go into a new map of anger. So a new description of the territory of anger. And for that, I invite you to close your eyes. And what I'll do is, as you close your eyes, I'm going to take this drop of pure archetypal anger, which is simply neutral energy and information. I'll drop that into the space. Pure archetypal anger. And you simply feel what that does in your body. Yeah, feeling that pure archetypal anger in your system, neutral energy and information. Yeah. What do you notice about anger in your system?
Capable.
Capable.
What
else?
Decisive.
Clarity. And Amy, you have another one.
Decisive.
Decisive. And trust that sensation that you have in your system. There's no right or wrong. Simply, we're on an exploration together. What I noticed was almost like a grounding. It's like boom, like more heaviness in my system.
Yeah, I'm noticing bravery, but that might be fear a bit. I can notice fear being there, but just
yeah, actually, anger is that which brings us into action. So the fear is there, and then we need the anger to actually move.
Yeah, I feel that putting aside feeling.
Yeah. What did you notice or observe, Holly? How was that in your body?
I felt that clarity as well, that direct action, feeling that pull to direct action.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel a lot of determination and also the impulse to act.
Thank you. Daphne, how about you? Did you notice anything? Daphne, did you notice anything?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure I understand this exercise.
What did you notice when you just closed your eyes and I said I dropped anger into the space? Did you notice anything?
Energy.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Can you say the last bit again? Just the
a lot of energy.
a lot of energy. And what was the quality of that energy? How did that feel for you? Was it enlivening, or did it feel powerful or more like a fizziness? Can you say more about the energy?
None of them. I don't really know how I would qualify it at this point. I think maybe it will come later.
Okay. Well, thank you. Energy. Hey, how about you, Barbara, Dimitra, and Elizabeth? What did you notice?
It has a grounded and solid quality.
Thank you.
I noticed clarity, and it was like I was, like you said, grounding. Like I had more space and more presence, and I had space, not confusion anymore.
Thank you. Anything from you to share, Barbara?
I didn't understand it first.
Mm-hmm.
And when you repeated it now, it was, no, I didn't feel a lot, because I think it was too soft for me. So I couldn't feel it. Maybe if you would have said it already a little bit angry,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't really settled into my space.
Okay. Thank you for your feedback. So we have the possibility to just do it again, and I'll use more anger. I'll drop more anger into the space. So let's do it again. Each of you ground yourselves and have your center and your grounding cord and your bubble. Take a breath and just make sure you're really grounded. And what I'll do is we're on this perspective on anger as the territory of anger is neutral energy and information. So I'm taking a drop and I'm putting that into the space, a drop of pure anger with no story attached. You simply feel in your body what that feels like to have pure anger in the space. Okay, did you notice anything? Did you notice a change, or the same, or more or less? Shoot at me, shoot at us.
I feel aliveness.
Aliveness, what else do we have?
I
Grounding.
feel
Who was that
stuck.
just now? Yeah. Someone just started.
Daphne.
Daphne. Okay. Say again, Daphne, please. You're a bit lapsed.
I feel stuck.
You feel stuck. Can you say more about that? Is that because you don't
I
feel
remember
anything?
all the times I've been angry.
Yeah.
No, it's like usually it's a feeling that makes me feel stuck.
Mm. And right now it also made you
because
stuck?
I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also makes me feel stuck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it looks like the old territory of anger, and it's great. So it's where you are right now. It's okay. We'll go into another exercise after this. Anything else to share? Did you notice anything different that you want to share with us? The thing is, when you share what you've experienced, usually that's really useful for everybody else, because that gives them a possibility to get another perspective, or maybe they go like, ah, yeah, that's actually what happened for me too.
I still didn't feel a lot. Yeah, it was like a drop landing in my center, but that was it. Nothing happened.
Okay, nothing happened. That's all right. It's an experiment.
It made me think about the frustration that I feel when I am angry, sort of frustration at being angry, as if I shouldn't be, as if I should have found a different way to deal with the situation.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's go into, let's please take your towel and roll it up. And then I'll ask you to stand up. So you feel your feet on your ground. And we'll twist it. So the exercise we're doing is called towel rage. And the intention is that you get the anger activated in your system. So you hold and the way it goes to make it safe for yourself is you hold your hands really close to each other so they touch each other. If you see my hands, they're touching each other. And then from here, I can really activate the anger in my arms. And we're not going to do it quite yet. So we're starting from 0. And then together we go to 10%. So as I said before, anger, we can feel anger from 0 to 100%. And 10%, if you can feel anger up to 10%, you can already use that to really fundamentally change how you navigate your life. So we'll only go to 10%, and 10% is before there's any sound. There's no sound yet, and it's your breath goes a bit harder. But that's pretty much it. So you twist this. And if you can, look at the camera. Look at a woman that you see in front of you and go. Feel the heat rise in your body. Feel your breath going harder. And come to 0. You can close your eyes and let that anger run through your bones. That's the resonance body for anger. So you'll feel some energy now and let that run through your bones. from the bones in your feet all the way up to the skull. And notice what it feels like to have access to your pure anger energy. This is pure energy that also carries information. And if you have something to share, please do. Do you notice something? Do you notice something you hadn't noticed before?
Starting to feel alive.
Starting to feel alive, yes. Anybody else feel hot? I feel hot.
Yes.
Yeah. What else? You might notice that it's activating a certain part in your body, and that's okay. Now, it might be that you only feel it in your belly, or you only feel it in your jaws. That's okay. So let's go to another level. We'll go to 20%. Yet still there's no sound, but it's about double from where you just went to. So at the count of 3, we'll go to 20%. 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, and allow yourself to move your arms and then move your shoulders. Yes, go a little bit more. And stop. And again, come back to 0. And let that energy circulate through your bones, really all your bones, the feet, the leg bones, your hip bones, your pelvic bone, up your spinal cord, the bones there, your rib cage. Yeah, and if there's another emotion coming up, that's okay. Let it be here. Don't make it go away. Let it be here. Yeah. Let it be here, Barbara. Looks like there's something coming up. Yeah. And let the energy of the anger run through your shoulder blades as well, and your arm bones. Even your teeth are bone material. Let it run through your teeth as well. Skull bones, your jaw bones. Yeah, all the bones. Yeah, notice how your body stands or wants to stand now. So anger helps me to stand taller. It's like I'm taking up, with anger, I can take up space. I can stand here. I don't have to crouch. I'm standing upright. It's like a warrior stance. Those of you that are in New Zealand or others as well, they might know about the haka. Haka is a warrior dance, and it's this, or stance, just standing tall. Yeah, sit down again. Come back to 0, stay in 0 and sit down. Yeah, I see alive women there. I'm glad. Anything to share from you? What do you notice? Where in your body do you notice the anger? Can anybody share where she notices her anger?
My arms.
Your arms, yeah, from the towel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Does it spread through your body then after that? Did it?
It kind of stays stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It goes a little bit to my legs. I notice my posture definitely wants to stand different.
Mm. Thank you.
I also notice it in my jaw. and in my solar plexus. But in general, I try to really let it circulate through my entire body, but that's like where I notice it most, my arms, solar plexus in here.
Yeah, these are usually this is where most of us hold the unconscious anger. And then when you let it circulate, it's usually, you can feel it in those places where you hold it more often than not. So yeah, jaws are totally appropriate. That's a lot of people also have this, the biting, they're grinding their teeth. It's a lot of suppressed anger in the sleep. Yeah. Anything else that you witnessed about yourself?
For me, it was same like Amy. I felt it in the arms and in my heart, just up here, in the chest.
In the chest. Thank you. Okay. Then I want to have, I'm going to invite you into breakout rooms. We are 2, 4, 6, 7. So I'll be, one of you stays with me in this space. 1, 2, 3 breakout rooms. And what I invite you to do is to share with the other person. So you say, you connect to that anger energy that you just felt, and you share with the other person, I feel angry because, and you just let the anger speak. There's so many things to be angry about. You don't have to don't do it from your head. Really let your anger speak. Let your heart speak from the anger. And the other person simply listens. So no discussion, no trying to understand. You just listen and let it through you. You're witnessing a woman being angry. It doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to make sense to you. Any questions to that? It'll be 3 minutes each, and I'll announce the time change in the chat. Any questions?
No.
No question, but can you send me with this Julia audio into the breakout room, and the other one can stay here?
Or I can also send both into the breakout
Oh,
room.
both. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Let me just see how I do this. All right, this goes to move to room 2. Then Amy, Holly, and Elizabeth, Daphne. Okay, and Elizabeth, will you stay with me? So don't follow
Yes.
don't follow the invite. Okay, and go. I'll pause the. How was
Sorry.
that for you? Yes.
A little bit sad because I didn't notice the switch of time, so it was just me talking, and Holly got like a minute.
Ah, I see. So you didn't see the swap. What would you like to do about that? So you can use your anger and say what you want to do.
I'd like to give Holly the possibility of speaking what made her angry, or what's the anger that's alive in her now, because I'm curious. And
Okay, Holly, what do you want to do?
I wouldn't mind having a chance to speak, but I'm a little bit I feel like I'm on the spot in front of everybody rather than just in front of one person.
So what do you want to do? What's your preference? What do you want to do?
Can we go back into the breakout room for 2 minutes or something?
Okay, I'll send you and Amy into a breakout room for 2 minutes. Does anybody else want anything? You could also say, I want to be in a breakout room. Like, you can look around and say, I want to be in a breakout room with this woman. She looks interesting. This is using anger to make decisions. And if
Thank you.
So Amy and Holly. I'm gonna send Amy and Holly into a breakout room. And yeah, great. You'll be back in 2 minutes or so. I'll call you back. And in the meantime, we can chat. We can exchange experiences. I'd love to hear how it was for you.
Or is Dimitra on? Okay, I discovered that anger and sadness is very close for me. So when I say I'm angry because sadness is it's very close as well. It goes in the moment. It goes very often together.
Yeah, it's very valuable to know. You can keep observing that in your everyday life. Maybe you knew that before. I'm not sure.
It's
a skill to learn to keep them separate or to unmix them as well.
Yeah.
I think I got a bit further in understanding this feeling of
Go ahead, keep going. Your space.
me.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I'm speaking at the same time than someone else.
No.
No.
You're on.
Yeah, I think I understood a bit more the feeling of being stuck. Why it feels like that, because I feel like I have all this anger, which is supposed to help me to get what I want, and it's just impossible. Because what I remember is me as a child, and you're completely powerless, and everything that is being given to you is not what you need, and everything you need, they tell you cannot get it. So it just constantly feels like being stuck. I don't know if it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even have to make sense for me, and I hear you. This is, for me, it's enough that is for you. So for you, yeah. And that's the beauty of the anger nowadays. Yes, as a child, you weren't you weren't capable of being fully responsible because you weren't fully grown. And so that memory is totally accurate. And you can now learn to use that anger because now you are grown up. You know, you have grown up in your body, and you can learn to use the anger to take a stand for that which you care about, to say what you want, to say what you don't want, to say yes, to say no, to be clear, to also, as we call that, like hold the sword to someone's throat, and that if they're not clear, you can invite them to be clearer, or you can call out bullshit. You know, there's a lot of bullshit being talked, and you can call that out with the clarity of your anger. So all these things you can now do. And as a child, you will have tried to do that, and the adults might not have taken you seriously, or you were limited in your capacity to do that. So that's what you can learn. You can relearn that.
Yeah, I think I still feel limited, although I'm not. And I keep proving myself I'm not, but I still feel very limited.
yeah, because you never learned how to do that. There's a way that we learned not to feel as kids because it's so not okay to be angry. Our parents didn't know how to be angry constructively, how to use their anger consciously. So we learned everywhere to be, like so many people I've learned, if you're angry, go into your room and come back when you've calmed down, for example, all that stuff. Or even falling and hurting your knee and crying because you're angry and sad and scared at the same time. And what you heard, most likely each of us heard, it's like, oh, don't cry, it's nothing. It's like, and that is it's a constant devalidation of the own feeling, of the own sensation, and of the own feelings. So, but to grow into adulthood, to be able to own our feelings, we would have needed an initiation process for that. And none of us had that. None of us had this initiation, like an accompanied initiation into adulthood to learn okay, I feel really angry. What do I do with it now? No one taught us that. We're not taught that in school. And so I'm glad you're here to learn it now. There's a lot of people out there that don't even have an idea that this could be learned. Welcome back, Amy and Holly. We're having a check-in, check-out around how that exercise went. That practice. Anything else to share or to ask questions about? So we're 5 minutes before the end of our time together, and I'm welcoming any questions or any other sharings. What's burning inside of you?
I'm curious about how much anger and will be used in the other 6 sessions. I notice a lot of fear coming up in terms of loudness. I'm in a meditation center, so I have to be mindful.
Yeah, I mean, the sound helps to tap into the energy of anger, especially when we start out.
Yeah.
And you can muffle your sound with cushion and with, like, I find that really helpful to put that in my mouth, and then it's less. You still hear it, but it's muffled. And you can also tap into the energy of anger without making sound, which is a bit more skilled. And I think you saw that at the lab as well when we did the gala dinner. So I would highly recommend that you don't let yourself be stopped by that, because there's more in it.
Okay.
And to your question, so it's called it's also called reclaiming your dragon, because there's a way of speaking that has been found out in possibility management called dragon speaking. And I've done that a few times. And dragon speaking is where you hook your vision into your heart, or your heart into your vision, and you speak from, like a dragon, you're spitting out the fire of your passion, of what you're here for, what you take a stand for. You're using all your 5 bodies, so your physical body, your mental body to speak, your emotional body to bring that passion forth, your energetic body to really be present and take up space, and your archetypal body, which is that what you're here for. You let that speak through you, and it's a really powerful thing, and it takes building up the capacity to use anger consciously. So we go there usually in the 4th, 5th, 6th session, somewhere around that, so towards the end. And we're building up. So we're building up the anger level. So if you want to go to 100%, you'll be able to go to 100% over the 6 weeks. And we don't start with that. So it's really about, and there's so much value. I noticed the biggest shift for me is using anger consciously in my everyday life, low percentages, because I used to think I need to run around and be angry now all the time, but it's not that. It's access to my anger gives me that capacity to commit to myself and say, no, I'm not going to let my shadow world eat my life. Enough. I'm choosing something different. I'm going there. This is what I'm going to do. Or also to really to commit to myself and commit to my projects, to say, hey, I'm gonna be here at 7 o'clock for Reclaiming Your Dragon because this really matters to me and I'm gonna be here. And no matter how many people will be here, I'll be here. Yes, and that's what Anne Elizabeth did. She committed. It's like it's 3 o'clock in the morning for you, you know, it's or 3:30. It's like that is how you can use your anger to show up and to make shit happen because it matters to you, not because some authority told you who you should be. And that takes unlearning. It really takes training and practice. And so we'll give you, between the sessions, we'll give you exercises and group, and we'll also give you the possibility to work in pairs or in groups together, so that you can really, that you go and apply that and you have practice spaces in between. It's really all about practicing and practicing and practicing and going there and getting a new reference point in your system of, that's what anger is. That's what I could use it for. This is what it feels like. And I could, yeah, it's about standing in your authority, and we'll do something around that as well. It's really powerful to reclaim your authority and be like, to learn to trust your own impulses again, or to speak your truth. This is all about you, really. It's about bringing forth you, and anger is this beautiful gift that we have. It's for free. We've got it for free. Might as well use it for this lifetime. Aho, as the Lakotas say. Thank you all for popping in, for having a look. If you're wanting to join the Rage Club and you haven't signed up yet, I'm just posting that in the chat so you can copy that there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you have, I'm happy to stay for another 5 minutes if you have any other questions, and I'm going to stop the recording.